from your local news leader. This is 13 News at 11.
First, the ground shook hard and for several minutes throughout Japan. Then the giant wave came, sweeping away everything in its path.
Tonight, the damage assessment and massive search for victims is underway following one of the largest earthquakes ever recorded. It is Friday night. David Allen is off. Brian Farrell is joining us now. The big story on 13 News, the very latest on the earthquake and tsunami in Japan.
Here's what we know right now. Search crews are on their second day of looking for victims who may be buried alive in the ruins left by the 8.9 magnitude quake. Hundreds of people are believed dead. At this point, no exact number is available. Northeastern Japan was hit hardest by the disaster when a huge tidal wave hit several cities.
Now, since the initial quake, more than 50 aftershocks have rocked the country. Officials are keeping a close eye on nuclear power plants for any possible leaks. The United States and other countries have already offered aid to the people of Japan.
On behalf of the American people, I conveyed our deepest condolences, especially the victims and their families, and I offered our Japanese friends whatever assistance is needed.
The quake's ripple effects were felt thousands of miles away. The tsunami triggered by the tremor tossed boats around at marinas in California and Hawaii. Some minor damage was reported. 5 people were also swept out to sea by the huge wave out west, and 1 person remains missing.
And the devastation in Japan continues to grow. New video into the newsroom shows fires burning nearly 24 hours after the quake. Ships that were once in the water are on dry land, pushed there by the force of the tsunami. Thousands of people are out of their homes and in shelters tonight. And
new from the night team, medical teams from Hampton Roads put on standby tonight. Local members of the disaster medical assistant team have been told they may get the call to head overseas.
And that team includes 3 members of the emergency medical services team in Virginia Beach. If they are called up, they'd spend 2 weeks helping the people of Japan. The night team's Lucy Bustamante joins us with more on the possible deployment. Lucy.
Well, they are only on alert right now, but if they do get activated along with the team from Missouri who is already going, it will be 43 emergency workers from Virginia Beach participating in one of the world's largest disasters.
Emergency work is what they do, but never has Captain Raj Islam done it outside of Virginia Beach, much less in another country. Tonight, he waits for a call.
They could at any time, tonight even.
43 members of the Virginia 1 Disaster Medical Assistance Team are packing their equipment. If called, they will set up a triage unit, a medevac team of sorts, and set up joint patient tracking.
One system where we can all access and make sure that patient, from the time we pick them up to, it could be days later till they get to a hospital or even to, final care, and, we know where that person's at.
The people they will help are the family members of people like Norfolk restaurant owner Machiko Pasnight.
We just see news. I hope everybody's okay. Especially brother and best friend. I can contact with them, so I hope they survive. Good to see you. Hi, Deza.
The question from her customers tonight is, how's your family?
Awful. I know. So yeah, I talked to my mom and my sister. Yeah, they're okay. They're okay.
But her brother is still missing in Tokyo, as well as her best friend.
I hope they're okay. We can do nothing but just pray for,
Her TV set at the restaurant has stayed on network news all day long. The same images of Japan that break her heart are the ones that motivate Captain Islam.
We're all pretty much type A personalities. This is, what we love doing, helping other people.
Well, this group started the year before Katrina hit New Orleans, and that was actually their first run-through with their skills. They're currently working to fill the volunteer spots the 43 people would leave behind. Live with the latest, Lucy Bustamante, 13 News.
Thanks, Lucy. 13 News has learned that local members of the Red Cross are also waiting to see if they will be needed in Japan. And Virginia Beach-based Operation Blessing is preparing to send a team from its office in the Philippines to Japan. In the meantime, all American military personnel in the country are accounted for following the quake. The San Diego-based USS Ronald Reagan is moving toward Japan. Other Pacific Ocean-based ships are being prepared just in case they're needed.
Obviously, we are assessing the situation and positioning forces so they are ready to respond and provide disaster relief if directed by the Secretary of Defense.
The formerly Norfolk-based USS George Washington was undergoing a maintenance period in Japan, but no damage or injuries were reported.
And there are many Japanese people in Hampton Roads waiting to hear from loved ones in the earthquake zone. 13 News talked with Yukari Hackle in Hampton today. The military wife has been in touch with her mother. She hasn't talked to her father or brother. Communications in and out of the country are difficult, leaving her and others simply cut off from family and friends.
Yeah, I can't imagine. If I was there, I didn't know what to do. I'm just so worried about them.
Hackle says she has been watching a lot of television today to stay up to date on the situation in Japan.
Now, Google is pitching in to connect loved ones to survivors of the earthquake. This morning, Google launched its People Finder website. It allows victims to register their status. Many traditional channels of communication were disrupted during the quake and tsunami, but there is limited internet service in the country. Coverage of the Japan earthquake and tsunami continues with a special edition of Nightline immediately following 13 News at 11. 13 News and ABC News will stay on top of developments all weekend, beginning with 13 News Weekend at 6 a.m. tomorrow. And you can watch unedited video as well as get the latest information on the situation in Japan 24/7 on our website, WVEC.com.